Happy pre-Friday, my friends. I like to call Thursday pre-Friday. It's like a jump start to Friday. Personally, I don't do weekend. Like, I love weekends, don't get me wrong, but as a PI, I've never had weekends. Like, that was my biggest surveillance time, was the weekend. So I never really got in the thing of like enjoying the weekend because it was always working for me. It was always just work. Anyways, I want to do a really quick makeup today. And by quick, I actually mean quick today because I want to use the 4 palette that just has the dimension that I think you can get started with if you want to get started with this makeup and the Saint makeup. I want to find a pretty, hold on. I want to find, where's my nudie Judy color? I think I'm going to use nude for the lip and cheek. With the 4 palette, it's like super, super simple. So, okay, this is the 4 palette, right? So this is 4 shades and I'm going to create so much dimension with these 4 shades. Okay. So I want to show you how I do that. So I'm going to take, what brush are we going to use? Let's use the 3D brush maybe. I think the 3D brush is simple. So these 4 shades are going to give me, hey, Michelle, happy Friday, or happy Friday Eve. These shades are going to give me so much dimension, and I want to show you how they do that. And I think that it's kind of really cool when you see it because you're like, wait, what? Like, you just did that with just those shades, and it's really, really neat. Let me put my hold on. I'm shading down for winter, so I want to make sure I put my right foundation shade in here. Okay. So this is my foundation, concealer, contour, and blush. And I have the really big palette, and sometimes you might be overwhelmed. Try it with these. If you're like, you've been seeing me do this makeup and you're like, I don't know, start with a little baby palette like this. And it's really, really easy. I'm putting my phone number here. I put my phone number there so that you can reach out to me if you like, just text me if you have any like questions or you want to get matched or whatever. You can also just, if you comment the word match, you can just get my color match form. Okay. So this is how I start with this makeup. This is going to be super, super easy. I want to show you 2 different ways. I'm going to take my 3D brush and I'm going to I wiggle it in the contour so that you get the color on the tips of the bristles, just like that. And you can stamp it or swipe it on, whichever. There's no other colors on my face, so that's when it's okay to swipe it. So I'm just kind of stamping this on. So this is what my contour looks like when I use the brush to stamp it on. Hey, Christy! Yeah, some people write on them, or they use the invoice sticker. Like when you order your makeup and it comes in the mail, it comes with a little invoice sticker, and you can cut those out and stick them to your palette too. It's kind of cool. Okay, so this is my contour, right? So this is the shade that's gonna carve out, like frame out the face. Hi, baby.
Be back a little bit.
Okay, love you.
Love you.
He want to get to baby. Okay, if you want to apply with your fingers, you totally can. Take your contour shade and just kind of the same areas. It's really easy. You can do it however you want and then just blend it. Usually when you use your fingers like this, it looks a little heavier and a little darker. It's not. It's all the same. It blends in the same way. So this is how to stamp it on with the brush. This is how you put it on with your finger. And it all just melts in. So you can see 2 different ways of applying. So I'll do one half one way and one half the other way, and then you can decide how you want to do it. Okay, so on this side, we're going to do, hey, Izzy, that's Scuba Steve. The brightening highlight, I'm going to use the 3D brush, the pointy end, and I'm going to tap this brightening highlight right here in my inner corners. This is where the Scuba Steve goggles go. So we want that brightest color right there on the inner corner and like in the T-zone, just to promote that really pretty pop of glow. Like we want that brightest color to be in the T-zone. This is with the brush. I just tapped it in kind of right here and down my nose, or you can use your finger. Same thing. Pop it in here with your finger. Usually the reason I don't care to use the fingers is because there's a lot of bacteria and you're touching things. I mean, unless you're like, you know, cleaning your hands really well, then do whatever you want. Like, I'm not your mama, and it's also preference. It's a matter of like, you know, how you want to apply it. This is with the brush. This is with it's all the same, but you'll see it all blends the same way. Okay. So now I'm going to add my main shade. So contour to create dimension, This side with my finger, this side with my brush. Now I'm going to add my main foundation shade, or my main foundation shade, or my foundation. So this is the color that most closely matches your skin tone. So I'm going to use this side with my brush. So same brush that I used for my contour. It's not super like wet and gross. Like the colors don't transfer. So you can just use the same brush. And I'm tapping on my main shade everywhere else. So I'm putting my main shade here where I didn't put contour or brightening highlight. I'm putting my main shade here. See, the contours here, brightening highlight here, main shade here, main shade here, main shade here, and main shade here. I just put the main shade where I didn't put the other colors. Really pretty. This is still buildable. This is just 4 colors, and you'll see how much dimension you can get. And then if I do use my fingers, I put my main shade here this way. Really totally preference. And this is color correcting too. So these have, this makeup has like color correcting properties. So you can see I have a lot of pink undertones in my face. This will, correct that without being so cakey and like having, you know, thick layers to cancel out the redness. So this is what it looks like with my finger. This is what it looks like applying with my brush. When I apply with my brush, you can see it's already blended in a little bit. Now we're going to use the same brush that I applied all the colors with, and I'm just going to blend it in. So I'm going to use this. See how this is shaped? Getting 2 colors to make my one. I just mix them in the pans. I'm getting 2 colors. Izzy, what colors are you mixing? But you can do whatever. You can just take a little bit, put it on, another bit, put it on. You can do it that way if you're mixing colors, like however you want. You can dab the brush in one, dab the brush in the other, and put it on. Either way, it'll all blend together. It melts onto your skin. So if you're using the 2 colors, you should be fine. So I'm going to use the pointy end of this brush, and I'm going to press in right here in this inner corner. It fits perfectly right there. So I'm going to utilize the shape of that brush to press that in. So I'm utilizing the pointy end of this brush to get right there in those corners and just pressing it. So I'm not swiping or sweeping or dragging. We're not dragging our makeup. We're just kind of like light buffing, right? Hey, Wanda. It's good to see you, my friend. Okay, so I'm tapping in those colors. Now I'm going to use the bigger end, and when I blend my makeup, I'm just going to press this in, okay? The brush is going to pick up any excess product that I don't need, and it's going to blend in flawlessly like magic, and it's going to be so beautiful just by pressing. And I'm taking the residue that's on my brush, and I'm tapping it over my eyelids just to even the skin tone there. Blend the contour up to Jesus. So we're boop, 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 like just lifting. And all of these are just melting right in together. That's just these 4 shades. Just tapping. Thanks, Wanda. It's always good to see your face. See how all those colors that I just swiped on with my brush real quick, they soften and they blend. And then everything that I don't need gets picked up on my brush. And these brushes are dense enough. They have enough volume in the bristles. They're not too soft, so they will actually blend without like bending and being too soft and not be able. These were formulated for the cream makeup. So see how it just blends so perfectly. So this is a great start. So if you're someone who's like, I want to try this makeup, but I'm a little terrified, because let's be real, I didn't realize how many women were terrified of makeup. This is a really great way to get started. And then later, if you want to add bronzer and blush and all of those things, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like you can add them and build your palette bigger. This is just the smallest palette, and it's a great way to get started. This is great for teens too. And the last day to order, the corporate said order by December 13th to get your order by Christmas. So if you have a teenager or you have a lady friend that you want to get makeup for, just send me her selfie and be like, hey, I want to get makeup for this girl. How can I, whatever. I'll tell you what shades to get. If the shades are off by any stretch of the imagination, we can swap them out. My customer service is stellar always. So I will take care of you. But it's a really great gift. So if you have a teen who's getting into makeup, great start. Usually I don't match them with contour. It'll be like maybe some blushes and maybe a couple light eyeshadows or something. So, is he me? I seem upset. Well, I will tell you that the contractor came today and told me that I have to basically move out of my entire upstairs for them to fix what's broke, because the hurricanes came through and tore off and so it rained into my living room upstairs. And so he basically just came and said, I have to take everything out. Anything that touches the carpet has to come out of my upstairs for a week. And I'm like, how am I going to work? I have videos to do. So, but I'm not upset at all. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is my brightening highlight, my foundation, my contour. So this turned into this. So on this side, I applied with my brush. This side, I applied with my fingers. You can see it looks a little darker, a little bit more intense. That's just because there's more density on my fingers than there are on the brush. That's all. Same blending, though. Press, tap, and blend, blend, blend. It all melts together. It's really beautiful because I think that, like, no matter how you apply, you really get a great finish, and you really can't apply it wrong, but if you do, like, it's still gonna blend perfectly. Do you know what I mean? Like, this makeup is, like, kind of dummy proof. Blend, contour up to Jesus. So I'm doing a little lifting here, but never really dragging my makeup across my skin, just pressing everything in. And it just melts like ice. Like I always say, if you take a piece of ice and set it on the countertop, over time it gets warm and it kind of spreads out and gets all melty, right? Hey, Amanda. And so that's why I always say, like, it's kind of like that. When this makeup kind of, starts to soften with the heat from your skin, it just kind of spreads out and creates this really beautiful blend. So I applied with the brush on one side, my finger on the other side, and it just blends out so beautifully. And then just happy tap. So we actually, they're scheduling it for 3 weeks out, but the hurricanes were months ago. So we're sitting here like a construction zone for months, and I'm like, I just want my house back. But it's fine. So it'll be after Christmas, but it's fine. It's, I don't know. New carpet, blessing in disguise, right? Like, let's look at the silver lining. We moved into this house. I love having carpet in living areas and in the bedrooms. I'm not a fan of hardwood floors, everywhere. I just feel like there's dirt on my feet all the time. I can't stand it. I love the carpet, but I'm excited to get new carpet. So it's, it is what it is. What do you do? Okay. So this is these 3 shades. So foundation, concealer, contour. Do you see how much dimension is just in those? Are you okay? Oh, there, I thought you were Justin, and I was like, I thought you left. Okay, so that's just these 3 shades. Foundation, concealer, contour. That's it. Now I'm going to add blush, and it's just going to add a little bit of color, and that's going to finish it, and it's going to be so beautiful. This is my blush color. I'm using Nude. Popping that on the backs of my cheekbones. So I always wear socks. Yeah, I don't ever want to wear socks. Like, if it's cold, I'll wear socks, but I don't want anything on my feet. So I'm a little bit weird, I guess. So I'm taking just a little bit of that nude color and putting it on my lips. So this is foundation, concealer, contour, blush. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. There is no reason that you can't just have like a really quick, like 1 to 2 minute makeup done like so fast. And you saw me do it with my finger on this side, my brush on this side. Like, it's totally preference. You do it however you want, and then you do whatever. You can get the bigger palettes and then add eyeshadows and add more lip and cheek shades, and then you can do your brows or your lashes or whatever. But this is a really great start to dimension, which will help you look more youthful, and it's just a beautiful finish, right? So that's what I love about this. So just all you have to do is comment match to get color matched, and I can help you like figure out what shades you need. And it's just a finish. It's so pretty. It's not heavy. It's really light. There's no alcohol in it. This is great for mature skin. And also, I always like when I do a really light makeup look or just something really simple, get the lip oil. Oh my, it's so good, you guys. This is the birthday cake one because the birthday cake, it smells legit like birthday cake. And it's not like super sticky or like heavy like most glosses are where they're like really heavy or whatever. Wanda, do you use black cherry, don't you? Yeah, it is, Rachel, I agree. It's very glowy, very pretty, but just super simple. Like, you don't have to do anything crazy with your face. Like, a really fast, like, you don't have to add the bronzer